talking about episodes 20 through 22 of season 2 tonight. And I am joined, as always, by Creating with Katie. So say hi.
Hi. that was so, like, I think my voice even cracked.
Yeah, that's fine. We don't know what we're doing. That's normal.
Yeah, that's okay.
Exactly, that makes it fun. So yeah, these were interesting episodes to say the least.
Yeah. I mean, it's... Oh, I'm hearing myself because I pulled up your Twitch.
Oh, okay.
Wait a second.
At least it's working, so that's a good sign.
I just love that this last episode we got to see some Kyotoru finally.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, I love the last episodes that we've gotten, over the last 2 months. But, oh man, as soon as I saw that last, like, 3 minutes, I was like, yes,
Yeah.
finally.
Yeah, we've had like so much time spent on Yuki the past few episodes, which has been great, but I'm also like, okay, I want to get back to Kyo because Kyo and Toru are awesome and adorable and everything.
Yep, and they're honestly too cute. Like that little moment where like he was like, teasing her with the manual. It was precious. Like that's what I want. Just adorable.
It was. And I like how we got a lot more of Yuki's backstory in like episode 21. It was like, I did not know that I needed that until we got it.
Oh yeah, like his backstory is like really dark. Like it's just oof, big oof. Like it's really honestly like how normal he even is like a miracle.
Yeah, because he's like able to get around in social settings in school and is mostly fine, at least on the outside.
Yeah, I mean, he can put up a wall.
Right.
But that alone, like the fact that he's not like, doing hard drugs or like doing like, drinking or like going out and partying or like just trying to escape.
Yeah.
Like he's still facing like Yuki's low key really strong.
Yeah, he is. And
I think.
And I think he's like put up so much for the wall, like he doesn't fully understand what he's done either.
Yeah, and it's just him tearing down that wall with Toru.
Yeah.
Like the hell. I mean, they even say that like he wants to go and use the love that he got from her to like break down those walls.
Right.
And love other people. Like that's sweet. That's perfect.
Yeah. So somewhat going in order for the episodes. Oh.
Yes.
I like how they transitioned this from Ren's episode to Yuki's and showing like how Yuki and Ren have a lot in common too, like with the painful time they've had with their family.
Yep. Yeah, because Yuki's that episode and like how terrible his parents are.
Yeah.
Like, they literally did sell him.
Yeah, they just give him up to Akito completely, and it's kind of amazing that he still is trying to have a relationship with his mom.
Like, but this is the thing is like, and I can speak to this too because I kind of have the same relationship with my own mother. Like, it's you only get one parent,
right?
Like, and so, and I think we also realize that like a lot of a lot of parents are just kids having kids.
Yeah,
and so I think yes, people do shitty things, and what his parents did was shitty. But could they come back from that? Could they make that reconnection, hopefully better? Maybe. It just kind of depends on both people. So, like, I see where he's coming from. I'm sure some people will be mad that he's even talking to his mom. Because I have friends of mine who's mad that I talk to my mom.
It's definitely interesting. What you're saying about, like, parents being kids who have kids, I think that's really true for a lot of people. Like, they're just starting to figure out how to be an adult, and then they have a kid they have to raise, and it's like there's not like
how can you expect people to be selfless whenever they're still figuring out, like, their brains aren't even growing when most people have kids nowadays.
Yeah, I'm 29 years old and like I'm not mature enough to raise another person.
Yeah, I'm still like my mom at my age at 25 had 2 kids. Like, that I can barely handle having my dog and cats. Like, I'm like, did I feed you all the day? I don't know. I'm gonna feed you again just to make sure. Like, it's just like, I can't imagine having, 2 kids and a job and like all these other responsibilities at this age. Like, that's wild.
Right.
And some people have kids even younger.
Yeah, like some people have them in
So,
high school or even younger than that.
mhm. And so I think in some instances, like, yeah, Yuki's parents were like super selfish and everything, but like, some people aren't supposed to have kids and they do. And like, I can't really fault people, for making, but some people make bad life decisions that they can't really rectify.
Right.
If some of these decisions that I've made stuck with me throughout my whole life in those ages, like having a kid, I'd probably be in jail.
Uh-huh.
So, like, I'm just saying, like, having a kid is like such a big thing, and like, I can't really. I sympathize a little bit with Yuki's parents just because, like, it's hard being a parent,
Well,
and then on top of that, they have two kids that are zodiac animals.
yeah, it's like all the in dealing with the Soma family and like the expectations on them, and like with
Mhm.
Akito wanting Yuki, is like, are they in a position where they feel they could say no to that? Where they feel what they're doing is the best for everyone,
Yep.
even if like they don't know or they know it's not the best, but it's like they're able to convince themselves that what they're doing makes sense.
Right, and I think that they like. I would say that because that they are. I mean, it didn't really seem like Yuki's mom was super great, but she didn't. She really just neglected him. Like, I wouldn't say that she was like as abusive as Rin's parents were. And then again, Rin's parents dropped her off and said bye. But I would say that like he can come back and reconnect after being neglected, but I mean, it's going to take time, and it's going to take him opening up, and being like, "Hey, I didn't like how you treated me when I was younger."
And I
You know?
wonder if Yuki's mother knew how bad it was for him since he was just with Akito all the time.
Mm, I think what she probably thought is what, at least what I hope she thought, is that he's getting a great education. He's with the head of the family, which was like a super high thing for them, and like it was about status. And
Right.
like, yes, what Yuki needed was a mom that would give him a hug and care about him, like Toru does. But sometimes people can't be what you need. Like sometimes people are human and can't do that. Like she like my mom, she should have had dogs.
Yeah.
but she's still my mom, and I still love so many things about her. But like that's just something that I accept about her. And so like Yuki has to accept about his mom the same thing. Like his mom is who she is, and does he want to have a relationship with her, and not be stepped on, or does he want to have a relationship with her and be stepped on, or does he want to have a relationship with her at all?
Yeah, it's like, can he acknowledge that she cannot be the mother that he needs, but they can still have a relationship acknowledging that.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that like if you have really abusive parents, like chat, um, like don't like something that is like really bad and it's bad for your mental health or physical health. Like don't, no, just don't.
Yeah, it's like if it's harming
You
you,
know.
get out. But there are times where it's like the parents
Hmm.
definitely make horrible mistakes, but that doesn't mean they're irredeemable.
Yeah, and like even if they like I said, like even if they aren't, like, can you move past them?
Right.
Is the relationship worth it to you? Because like I'll say this too, like I definitely do not have my mother in my life as much as I used to, for a very good reason. And whenever she is, it's on my terms.
Yeah, and
And
that's
that's kind of what Yuki has to do with that too. If he wants that, he has to set boundaries.
and I just thought it
So
was cool, like him going to her, and there's just like that moment where it's like she does care about him. She has like no idea how to express it, how to make up for
exactly.
anything.
And this is the thing is too, is like we're only seeing one side of the story, and like I know that people, I'm gonna get hate for this, but we don't know anything about his mom.
True. It's like,
We don't.
well, if it's like all the other characters, like at the start, a lot of the characters, I don't like them. I find them annoying. I don't think they're good people. But then we see more of them, like, well, I, I still might not like everything about them. It's like, I understand why they are the way they are.
Yeah, and that's kind of about life too. That's what Fruits Basket teaches you. Is like you don't really know what someone's gone through or going through and why they're acting the way they're acting.
Exactly.
Like even like Kyo's anger and stuff. Like there's very big reasons to why he's acting out like that. Like nobody's nobody's like crying or angry or extreme emotions just because, unless they're a sociopath,
Yeah, they're not that way because
or
they want to be.
psychopath, I think. Yeah. So I think most people are going through stuff. So like what we don't know what Yuki's mom was going through. And like from that little instance about her being like, don't be on your phone too much.
Mhm.
Like I think she does care. It's just like she doesn't know how to, like you said, she doesn't know how to show it, you know.
Yeah.
So and there's some parents do that too. Like those romance languages that people are always talking about, love your partner in your romance language and like be
Yeah.
loved in your romance language. Like there's also that for like parenting too.
Yeah,
Like some
that makes
people
sense.
need different stuff. Yeah. So and some people can't give certain things like
It's a,
some parents like buy things for their kids and they expect that to be fine.
yeah, and
So
that's like how they express their love is their generosity, but at the same time, that's not the full connection that they need.
yep.
Yeah,
Yep. So
it's very interesting in like the student council scene, like halfway through the episode. Kakaru, the other student council guy, made a comment saying, "Your parents cannot choose their children, and likewise, children cannot choose their parents."
yes. Yes. That's exactly like I think that's what people don't understand about the parent child relationship, which is like I've done a lot of psychology reading on this stuff because that's what I do. And like it's just I think we just aren't super forgiving when it comes to those things because they do in those early years, like what your parents do and say to you really affects who you turn out to be.
Yeah. Well,
And yeah.
there's one comment that I think it was Kakaru also said that saying like everything your parents say as a kid is right because like you automatically believe anything they say at least at the start because you have no reason to doubt them.
Yep.
It's like
Yep.
It's like they're your parents, so that makes sense.
Yeah, we get born in this world believing everything. It's like Santa. When your parents tell you that Santa exists, you're like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. So it's just it I don't know. Like toxic like things and how Yuki is with other people is very much so like related to how he was treated by his parents
Yeah.
and everyone around him. And that's how he builds up walls with everyone, and Toru was the one to start take those down. And that's why like some relationships can be super healing for that. Like that's like some people find they say that like they have more family, vibes with their friends than they do with their own family. Like you don't choose your family.
Yeah, it's like you're with them, they can be a great family, a great support network, or maybe they're not, or maybe there's not the right family that you need, so you find that sort of family relationship with your friends.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Or someone marries into a family and they're like, yeah, this family's way better than my family.
Yeah, so it's
You
like,
know?
yeah, so you end up becoming, well, you kind of are because you married, but it's like it's as if they were your family all along almost.
Yep. Yep. And that's I love this anime just because it goes into all these different things and makes you really think about other things.
Yeah, it's
even in your own life.
yeah, it probably goes more in depth with relationships than any other anime I've seen.
Mm-hmm. And it's just the character development is so good too. Like you can see Yuki. Like Yuki is completely different from the beginning.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, it's also very cool to see how Kakura is able to like pull him out of the shell he was in. It's like Yuki took the step of going out of his comfort zone with the student council, even though he's still like kind of walling himself off, but then Kakura basically knocked down the rest of the wall.
See, and I love their relationship because it shows you what him and him and Kyo's relationship could be
Right.
if they didn't have all of the Soma, you know, like rat versus cat.
Yeah.
Trash. Yeah. Like if they didn't have that, they would have definitely been friends. I mean, you can see like, whenever he was looking at back on his past, like, seeing all the kids playing together,
Mm-hmm.
And like he was never a part of that. And he was jealous of Yuki or of Kyo, and just like they were both jealous of each other.
Yeah,
because they thought that each other had the best life.
Yeah, we keep seeing that. Like we saw in, I think it was episode 22, like Yuki or Kyo thought that Yuki had everything. Everything came easy to him. And like in episode 21, we saw Yuki thought Kyo had everything. Everything came easy to him.
Yep. And that, the face, well, I won't get into that until we get there, but their little fight thing that they did,
Mhm.
like, it his face whenever he looked at him, whenever he said that, like, he had everything, like,
Right.
so sad. like like he knows nothing. It's just like that moment, like, you know nothing, Jon
Yeah.
Snow, because like he really doesn't.
And it was also really, well, going back to episode 20 when Yuki was locked in that closet. And at first,
Yeah.
I didn't care for the scene all that much because it felt like very forced what they were trying to do. But then when I got got it in the context of episode 21, I was like, oh, I see what they were building to. So I like it a bit more than when I first saw that.
Yeah, like that that scene too, like that's what like I think I've said a lot of times whenever we do these is like triggers, and you never know what's going to trigger you.
Hmm.
And like, for him, it was literally paint on a wall.
Yeah.
Like that's what people don't understand is like triggers can be something so small. And then he also felt trapped because he was trapped in a room, so like he started to feel like he was back there in Akito's room, like he was, a kid again and being abused, and he went into that mind space.
And then
And like that's what it's like.
Mochi came, I think that was her name, but she came and busted down the door with a chair, which was great.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's like exactly what it's like. Like, and I love that she did that, because like the representation there for me is like what some people can do in those situations. Like
right.
she literally busted open the door,
Yeah.
but she also kind of broke him out of where he was going.
Right. And
So
that's definitely
yeah.
something I do love, is just the whole symbolism of that scene. We have a comment from Abe2020. It's possible that IMU is so wild and uncontrollable that Yuki's mom might have switched totally to authoritative extreme against a child. She thought she couldn't let her repeat that.
Yes.
So yeah, that makes perfect
Exactly. Like
sense.
people are like when people like have kids, like they're learning.
Yeah.
Like no one's like, "Oh, I went to school for 10 years before I could have a child, and now I'm a perfect parent."
Yeah.
It's not. No, it's trial and error for everyone.
Yeah, you realize, okay, I
So,
messed up with IME. Let's try the opposite with Yuki and see how that
yeah.
works.
Yeah. So, and people do that all the time with their kids. Like that's why there's so many differences between oldest, middle, and younger siblings.
Yeah, it's
Because most of the time people do the same exact thing.
well, it's that way with my siblings. Like I have a sister who's like 15 years older than me, but I also have a couple siblings who are like 10 years younger than me. And my older sister had her kids over, and times like, wait, Dad, you raised these younger kids a lot differently than me. What happened?
Yeah, exactly. Well, and things people change,
Uh huh.
and so that's something we got to think about too. Is like parents aren't robots,
Right.
you know. So they are their own people too. I think some of us forget that. So yeah, they all got their own stuff going on. But
Uh-huh.
like back to that scene though, like it that scene, like I love Machi. Like she's just so quietly a badass.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
just
she threw a book through like the window to like introduce herself this episode.
yes, she is just I love her so much, and like her character, I love her character. You'll see more of her as we go on, of
Right.
course, but she's a treat.
Yeah,
And
she's like very quiet and reserved, but at the same time, like no nonsense when something needs done. She'll take care of it.
yes, and like but her busting in on Yuki and his dark thoughts, like that's sometimes the power of like someone just being there for someone in those moments too.
Right.
Like I've the one of the things that like now I work from home, in case anyone didn't know.
Uh-huh.
And that has been such a blessing for me, because dealing with people in public, um, you never know what is going to happen.
Yeah. Yep.
Like you never know, and it's for someone who like suffers from like PTSD or CPTSD, like it's very scary to be out in the public because you never know what's going to happen. Like people are the unknown factor, and like I had like one instance while I was working at the grocery store, and I had a couple come up acting totally off the wall crazy,
Uh-huh.
and like both of them started yelling at me. It put me back in a place where I was like with my stepdad and my mom, 12 years old, like screamed at for something I did not do. Like, and it put me back there, and I like had to leave. Like,
Okay.
I had a full on crying fit. Like, it took me a while to recover from that and like go back to working. So like, I you never know what's gonna set people off.
Yeah, and
Like,
it's like something completely innocent. Yuki's case here, just like being trapped in a closet with some black paint. It's like, well, that's annoying and what's out. But from a logical perspective, it's not like he's in any danger there, but he's in that
mhm.
mental state.
Yeah, it dangerous of the mind, and that's
Exactly.
like I think a lot of like psychology that's happening lately is like bringing light to a lot of this stuff because like it's very real like what happens and like it puts you back into those situations. This is why it's one of my favorite anime and manga because like it really beautifully depicts um how dealing with that is actually like.
Right.
So, yeah,
At the,
especially in those moments.
but we did get some lighter stuff this episode too,
Yes.
which is like the start of the school play and them announcing the cast for that.
Yes, and like I love that Kyo is the prince.
Yes, and Toru is the evil stepsister, which was amazing.
Yes. And I love that oh my gosh. Uh Hannah is the
Cinderella.
Cinderella. Like that is just so perfect. And I remember like what this all looks like from the manga and I cannot wait
Yeah,
for the play
and
episode.
I love Toru's comment that's on screen right now, saying I'll be more evil than the devil himself, with her eyes
Yeah.
dried and her smiling.
And then we get to her actual and she's just sobbing on stage. She's like, getting dinner.
It's like, oh no.
Like
She said, no, I'll go without dinner
baby.
tonight, but wait, you're the evil stepsister. She's supposed to tell Cinderella she can't have dinner.
She's just so precious. Like, and Hannah too. And like, I just remember the play from the manga, and I am so excited. Like, I cannot wait for everyone to watch it.
Yeah, I want to see that too, just what they do with it.
Yes, and like, I can't wait to see the outfits because they've already kind of released like what the Prince Yuki and Prince Kyo and all that looks like, and I just can't wait to see what they do with it. So if they're gonna change it up or anything,
it's gonna be a fun time.
yes.
Yeah,
I love how helpful Ayami was with the outfits as well.
Yeah, we'll get more to that with episode 22 because trying to go in order, but yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah,
So,
sorry.
Any other thoughts specifically on episode 20 itself, though?
Oh, I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, that was like Yuki trapped in the room, the announcement of the play, the stuff with Rin, like transitioning that to Yuki.
Yeah, and then I think the next episode is really just getting into Yuki's.
Yeah, which they already kind of talked about, but I'll now switch to the correct screenshots.
Yeah, this is just, it's so sad.
Yeah. And again, this was an episode, like, I thought I understood Yuki, like, I knew the basics, but yeah, there's a lot more here. We also learned about where the hat came from and everything involving that.
Yes, the fate, I swear. Like, fate, I think that fate's real in real life, too, and destiny and all that stuff, but it's just like, I love that they put that in here,
And there's a lot of interesting stuff about like Akito when he was younger too, because you can make the comment saying like when Akito was younger, he like had tantrums, but it wasn't as dark and twisted as he is now.
Yes, and I think I'm pretty sure I talked about that in our last podcast about how, at that age, that's when mental illness really starts to like you can notice it.
Yeah.
And like I'm pretty positive like Akito has like some sort of bipolar disease or something, or he just has a lot of stuff going on. Like I'm not going to spoil anything for anyone, but I think we've learned everything from Fruits Basket is you don't know what someone's going through.
Yeah, which makes me wonder, like, Akito is made to be like the big villain of Fruits Basket. So, but in Fruits Basket, it seems like it's not going to be a show that would just have an unredeemed or unjustified villain as an antagonist. When they spend so much time explaining and justifying how everyone else is the way they are.
Yeah, they don't like.
Yeah,
it's.
So don't talk about why, but
this would just take everything that you They taught you from this anime and manga, and just be like, yeah, we're gonna have a villain.
Yeah, like the pure evil villain, no redemption
Yeah,
for him. It's like they do.
because if they did that, they would do that to so many other characters.
Yeah. In this case, it's
Mhm.
like a show can do that. That's fine for plenty of other anime, but that's not what Fruits Basket is doing.
No, that's not what Fruits Basket is about. And if you think that there's going to be a villain arc, you have not been paying attention to
Yeah.
the entire anime.
Where it's like, yes, you're a villain, but at the same time, okay, I understand why you are the way you are.
Yeah, exactly. And like, just grow. I think that's kind of the whole premise of Fruits Basket is like, you should work on yourself and grow and be a good person,
Yeah.
and like, so for the people around you too. So, this little scene, this little picture with Keon playing with everyone, like,
Yeah, there are some like flashbacks to like what Yuki wanted into his life. Like he wanted friends, a home he could go home to, a place where everyone's. Meaning that people
they both wanted what they didn't have.
Yeah, and like they think that everyone else has everything that they don't. So like Yuki's really jealous and envious of Kyo and all the others, while not stopping to acknowledge like, well, what stuff do they not have? What suffering are they going through?
Yep. And well, he was so selfishly caught up in his own stuff too. Like I kind of like, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a lot going on.
Well, especially when you're a kid too, going through that, you're not really going to consider the nuances of other people.
It's very lucky that he didn't end up exactly like Akito, honestly.
Yeah. Well, like
because that's who he was around most of the time.
Yeah, like Akito made the comment saying like everything is pitch black. He paints his room that way and says Yuki is like that too. But then like Yuki is also useless and hated, so all he has is Akito.
Yep, and it's really lucky he didn't turn out like a spoiled brat like Akito is.
Yeah.
And demanding and everything. Because like now he does have that where he doesn't really think about what other people are thinking.
Yeah, he still has that, but again, that's how like people tend to be, considering what he's gone through in needing to protect himself. He like has become very self-absorbed, kind of.
Yeah, and that's kind of what happens to a lot of people when they go through really extreme traumas. Is they build up their walls and they don't let people in.
Right.
And I wouldn't even say that he's like necessarily being like super selfish. I would say that he has walls built up, and just like if you have a wall built up, you can't go through that wall to get to other people, and you can't let anyone else in either.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's not a one-way wall, It's not like he's letting people in and not letting himself out. He's not letting anyone in or anyone out.
Yeah, so
yeah.
He can't let others take care of him, so he also can't understand how to take care of others.
Yep. And like that's why Toru's relationship to him is so precious.
Right. And I really like the scene that we had here where Yuki was playing with some friends, one of them hugged him and turned him into a rat, and then their memories were erased. And we heard about that like in episode 2 or 3 of season 1, but seeing this here in the context of the rest of his story was really powerful.
Yes, and then like you also understand how important what Toru said at the very beginning was to him.
Right.
Like her saying like if my memories are erased, like still be friends with me.
Yeah, and that was just like before Yuki thought their memories were gone, the friendship was gone. It was like maybe they would have wanted to become friends with him again.
Yep. And he just didn't go out and do that again because he didn't even they made friends with him.
Yeah.
He didn't make friends. So, that must have been hard for him too, because how do you act like you don't know someone when you know them?
Exactly.
So, and then I just love this little scene with Toru's mom.
Yes.
Freaking out. She's a cute girl with cute hair and cute just
Kyoko is so precious too.
I know their backstory, and getting into that is going to be very sad. I'm not excited for that, but I love the mom that she is.
Yeah. It was like she's may not be a perfect person, but one thing's for sure, she loves her Toru.
Yes, she does.
Even if she scares the other people around her.
Yep.
As you can see from
she's also like a gangster.
Yeah.
Like I don't know many anime moms that are alive and also a gangster, but also like the best mom in the world. Like,
Exactly.
I just what a character.
It was really cool seeing Yuki be able to lead Toru back to her mom, and just like how much that meant to him that we were not aware
Yes.
of until now. Because like we knew what it meant for Toru because we got that flashback, and seeing the other
Yeah.
side of it and how those two come together.
And how Yuki felt like he had even a small impact on someone's life, because he was told he was useless, worthless, it didn't matter if he was, there or not.
Right.
And then he made an impact on someone's life, and that changed it for a while.
Mhm.
Because like he even said, like, he ran out, it did not last, long, but it got him out of a hiccup. And I love that it was Toru.
Right. Like
you know
Toru had no idea what she was doing and didn't even mean to do it, but she still had an impact on Yuki all the way back then.
Yes. And like, if this was real life and not a written show, I mean, just like the symbolism there, like, and the fate and destiny. And I think that I really do believe that, like, the author of Fruits Basket believes in fate and destiny because of how she writes. Like,
Yeah.
I just, you cannot, like, put so many things in here and not believe in that. I mean, like, the fact that they even met was because of so many things that happened to Toru,
Mm-hmm.
and the fact that, like, she was living in a tent in the middle of the woods.
Yeah, like
Like,
it's also kind of crazy how like all these bad things are happening, but because these bad things are happening, they're setting up the great relationships that are forming.
mm-hmm.
Like, I've definitely
Yep.
seen that in my life. Is like this, like these instances are a complete mess, but at the same time, they're allowing the connections to be formed that have led me to make like some great friends or have great opportunities and all that.
Yep. And like, it's just kind of like how he shows you, like, the domino effect. Like, yeah, something terrible happened to Toru, and her mom died, and then her grandpa's renovating his house, and so she went and lived in the middle of the woods. But think of all the good that happened because of her being in that bad situation.
Yeah, like how the Soma's lives are all changing. Toru's life is changing, and so many others.
Yep. And like, it's just, Toru is simply a goodness force of nature. Yes, Ape 2020. She really
Okay,
is. I
there.
mean, I still believe be like Toru Honda. Like, that's on my Facebook now. Like, what would Toru Honda do? Like,
You get that like a bracelet or shirt or something.
yeah, I really do. I'm gonna design a T-shirt, and
Okay.
I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put Toru on it, and I'm gonna be like, what would Toru Honda do? I'll send you one, Greg.
Okay.
Because, oh my gosh, I need a bumper sticker too. I'm gonna make a whole thing. Like,
Bumper sticker that says, "What would Toru do?" And
yes, because, like, really though, I mean, she is, and she's not perfect herself, but
exactly, that's like,
she still works on herself, and she knows that.
and that's what makes her such an inspiring character. Is she's not perfect, but that means like I'm not perfect, but she's still doing good. So that means I can do the same.
Yep. And that's like, just the whole premise of this whole show is grow, love, and understand.
Yeah.
Like, those, and I think that's why I love this anime and manga so much, is because of that message.
Mm-hmm. It's like
That, like, if, as long as you're watching it and reading it, and like, well, I read subtitles, but like, as long as you're paying attention, like, that's what you're gonna get from this. If you're just staring at the pretty boys, which I understand.
it's
But
people are drawn in by the pretty boys and cute animals, and they had no idea what they were
and
getting
then they
into.
learn, then you learn life lessons.
Exactly.
Oh, I love this scene here with Shigure and Akito.
Yeah.
That's some foreshadowing for sure.
Yeah, and I think I talked about this when I was doing the podcast with Sea Tactics, but we were saying like, I wonder if Shigure is the cause for Akito being so twisted. Like a crazy theory. Like, well, it seems like Shigure is trying to like untangle everything by creating problems, but what if he's actually the cause for some reason?
I'm literally just gonna be over here. I'm gonna sip my drink real quick because I'm not gonna say nothing.
All right, fair enough. Okay. My crazy theory has been put on record. People who've read the manga, feel free to laugh. I'm okay with being wrong. But what if I'm right?
But what if I can neither confirm nor deny because I'm not giving you any spoilers.
Well, thank you. I do appreciate that. And this is what happens when I ask people around ReZero or Land or all those other good shows that have.
Yep. I really like the manga's really good too. Like, but I was a person that whenever I was growing up, I was a closet weeb.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a lot of girly girlfriends that were like, what? And so I read my manga privately at my house.
Okay.
So yeah, I had like one friend that all she liked to watch was Yu Yu Hakusho and Inuyasha. So
Okay. Yeah, I haven't.
Yep.
I actually haven't seen that. I heard they're good.
Oh, I'm still obsessed with Inuyasha.
My friend has like a few videos on that coming out.
Oh my god! See, like I can't wait because they're revamping it and doing a whole new.
They're doing like a new season of it too, which I might have watched that out of context.
Well, no, that would hurt my soul, Greg. You at least have to watch the first season because, honest to God, after you watch the first season, it really just repeats itself.
Okay.
It just teases you back and forth for like the entire rest of the anime. So.
Okay, I'll think about that. I have so many anime I want to watch, but not enough time to watch it. There's that problem.
Yeah, that's a fact. It's a fact of life. So, oh man, poor little Yuki. My world is pitch black. That's how you feel whenever you're in those situations too, which is like, I tell people who like get into, I have some people who will reach out to me and talk to me about stuff, and that's happening, in their own lives, and like the best thing I can tell you is like it does get better whenever you're on your own. I know some people going through it are younger and in not so fun situations, like make it to where you can get out.
Yeah.
Like that kept me going for so long. Like this isn't forever.
Exactly.
Like knowing that, like anything you go through, it's not forever.
Yeah,
like time continues to move forward. That is the constant of our world.
Yeah, so. Just like for me personally, this past week I've had all kinds of not good things happen, like dealing with them. But I also know like it's temporary. I can deal with, or like I'll get through this. I'll be better later, and it has been.
Yep, and that's kind of like the whole thing is like nothing is forever. Like if you could go back in time and tell yourself that, you would,
Yeah.
But like Yuki holding out and all that stuff, like he even said in there, like he was very close to just dying.
Yeah, like he didn't care like if he lived or died or anything, but then he found Toru and that like gave him a reason to live.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I think a lot of people are searching for, but especially people who are extra lost, who aren't enjoying life.
Right.
Like, if you're not enjoying life, you're kind of like, what? Like, every day is pain. Why?
Yeah.
It's and like, it's not forever. It's not forever. Like, you make your own happiness at a point whenever you're not dependent upon someone else.
Yeah. Well, wasn't there that one comment, I think it was Shigeru who was saying this, like, it's okay to rely on others for support, but then there has to be, like, a time when you stand on your own, too.
Yes, yeah, I think he said that whenever episode 19. Mm-hmm.
It's like, will you keep letting yourself be cared for, or in implication, move on your own at some point.
Yep, and that's a big thing. Is like what I try, to stress to people who are, under 18, who are still having to live at home and be in those situations. Like your happiness and your everything is dependent upon a whole other person.
Right.
Like, don't get trapped in that thinking that that's the rest of your life, because a lot of times, and like, yes, of course, like, mental health is like sometimes like not dependent upon things, and you still have to have help for that. But for the most part, once you get above 18 and out of your house or whatever, like your happiness and what you do is really independent of all that. Like, yeah,
like
it gets better.
There are external circumstances, but at the same time, you can decide how you react to those. If you're in a bad position, you can choose to get out of it. It might be hard, it might take time, it might take work, and maybe a bit of luck, but you can still take those steps to get out of the bad situation.
Yep, for sure. And that everything's temporary. Bad job, temporary.
Yeah.
Bad relationship, that's temporary. You should end that.
Yeah, it's like
all sorts of things.
Like, I started a new job around a year ago, and I was like, I keep looking at it, I was like, yes, I made the right decision. I'm so glad I got out of that.
Same too, because now I work from home and I love it. And my contract just got extended,
Oh,
and
nice.
I moved to a new apartment. Yeah, I'm loving it. Like I was very scared about making that decision too, but you know, some things like just work out, and you just have to have a little bit of hope.
Yeah, like for me, it's like
So
things were lining up. So I was like, "Yep, I'm done." Or like this old job is like it's caused me a lot of stress. I don't like it anymore. It's like, and then this opportunity came. I was like, "Yep, I have a way out. I'm taking it."
yeah, you gotta just sometimes just hope that it gets better, and sometimes it has to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah, it's like if my job had not caused me or caused all the stress it did, I wouldn't have gotten out. I would not have
Hmm.
had this job now that I like a lot better.
Yep, and go watch Marie Kondo, because I feel like her Marie Kondo process of like things have to get a little messy before they can get clean. Like this just like applies to life too.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
All right.
And also, if you Marie Kondo your life, your life's gonna be better. Just FYI, public service announcement.
Okay, I'll remind me to
For
do that after the podcast.
all right, on to episode
Yeah,
22.
there's the final twist at the end of episode 21.
Oh,
Or yeah, I think it was 21. It's like what he wanted from Toru, and that was
yeah.
to be a mother to him.
Yep. I think like for a while, a lot of people might be, some people might be shipping Yuki and Toru. I really haven't, from what I've seen online, like almost no one is shipping that right now. It's almost all Kyo and Toru.
Yeah, it's like
Which,
Kyo and Toru is like this. This is where it's going, but I'm so like, I want to see Momiji and Toru together.
oh my gosh, Greg! I feel like I have never seen Momiji Toru.
I mean, they're both just so precious. Like they deserve each other.
But I feel like they're like best friend precious.
Yeah, I can agree
Not
that
like
Kyo is probably the better
loving.
one for each other. Like they're able to support each other and like what they need. But it's like Momiji's like Toru needs Momiji in her life.
Yeah, but Momiji will always be in Toru's life as a friend.
Exactly. Although
I just can't see them like making out. I just can't.
I also don't know if
Like,
I could see Toru making out with anyone just because it's Toru.
I can with Kyo.
Eventually I could see that. But
Yeah, and trust me, there's some great hentai of it.
oh dear. Toru's too precious for hentai.
It's good hentai, but anyway.
Okay,
But yeah, I mean, like getting back, like yeah, Yuki thinking of her as a mom, like I mean, everyone has those mom friends.
yeah, like you need a Toru like mom in your life, whether it is your mom or not.
Mhm. Yep, everyone needs that kind of unconditional love and support.
Right.
It doesn't matter if it's from your mom or if it's from someone else, but everyone needs that in their life from something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I've
From
definitely
someone.
had friends who've been like that type of person for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like it doesn't have to come from a parent necessarily, but it is important that everyone has that.
Yeah.
You know, whether or not wherever you find it. So
It's like
yeah.
This shows like how many different types of relationships people need. Like a romantic relationship is great and it's wonderful to have those, but you also need like a parental relationship and mother and or father figure like who can guide you in life, learn from, go to just unconditionally. Or then like other
Yep.
just friends as equals where you can like push each other forward or just have someone you appear to rely on.
Yep. And that's I love that like Toru is that for almost every one of the Soma family members.
Yeah.
Like she just is, and it's precious, and like I can't get over how amazing her character is.
Mhm.
Like that's why I have her body pillow now. Yes, I bought it. But it is when it came in this huge box. I'm gonna make a TikTok for it.
Oh, great.
Although I don't know if I want to put myself on blast like that, but I do tuck her into bed every night with me, and I definitely take naps with her.
Yeah, I'm just picturing you forcing Jared to sleep on the couch when you see her so Toru can stay in your bed.
Oh, 100%. Don't tell him that. But
Oh, I'm sure.
100%.
I'm sure you don't understand. Okay, Toru, I get that.
Yep. I mean, she's so precious, and like it literally the first nap I took like with it, and yes, I'm not doing anything obscene with my Toru pillow, but sleeping with it. But it's precious waking up to her little face.
Exactly.
Like it just like you can't look at that face and not smile. I'm like, oh, Toru.
You should set your alarm to be
So-
like Toru saying something.
Oh my god, that's a brilliant idea. Greg, smart. Ugh,
Yes,
best. That's the best idea ever.
I don't know exactly what it is. Just like something some words of encouragement to help you wake up.
Yes. Oh my gosh. We're gonna have to get my Toro pillow or my webcam with me Toro pillow for this last one. Cause she's precious. I immediately put her in my chair. My
Yes, do
daughter's
it.
like,
Or maybe
"Oh."
like you'll be somewhere off camera, but we'll just have Toru on.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely every time I'm like away from chat or my own stream, I'm gonna put Tori on my pillow from now on, like on my chair from now on.
Perfect.
Like it's gonna be the best. She's also my first anime body pillow, and honestly, I don't think I could have gotten a better one.
Yeah, it's like it's Toru. You can't beat that.
The mom zone really shocked anime only. Couldn't get by. Okay, yeah.
It surprised me, but at the same time, like it makes sense. And I also wasn't really a Yuki Toru shipper, so the fact that they like took him out of the running for it didn't really bother me any.
Well, even if you did ship them, there's so many people that get in romantic relationships that see aspects of their own parents in their partner and that they do want that kind of love that they get from their parent or want something like that
Right.
from their significant other. Like put myself on blast here again. Jared looks exactly like my dad. It scares me.
Huh.
But
I would not have pictured
but
that like after seeing both of you.
yep, looks exactly like my dad. I'll show you a picture after and you're gonna be
Okay.
like, what the but I didn't know what Jared looked like right away.
Yeah, because you met online.
And like I didn't know and I already liked him. So what is a girl to do?
It's like you like him on the inside and outside. Huh, that's a surprise. I'll take it though.
Yep. I mean I still think he's really, really cute. But it does makes me cringe sometimes. I just try not to think about it because like I said, haven't talked to my dad for like 9 years.
Yeah.
So but it's a little cringe. But a lot of people do have that too. Like if you look at it, a lot of people either date someone who looks like their significant other or is their significant other.
Or you mean is their mom?
Or, like looks like them or acts like them in some way. So I don't really think that it's super, even if you're still shipping them. I mean, I don't understand it, but you do you.
Yeah, I ship Toru and Momiji, so I think Yuki and Toru makes more sense than that.
They do have some really cute moments, and they have some more cute moments coming up.
Okay, that's good.
Yes. So.
All right, so moving on to 22, since it's almost going an hour already. So yes.
Oh.
All right, now we get the cute pictures for episode 22.
Oh, this one.
Yes, the one you just watched.
Going to the play or whatever it is. I love that Yuki calls him out for that.
Yeah.
And makes him realize, like, Toru's, like, worried about you, right? And then, like...
And I feel like this shows how much Yuki has grown this season. Because, like, at the end of season 1, Yuki made it comes to him, like, I know, like, I want to get better. I want to become a better person. We see, like, how much stronger he is. Calling Kyo out. Doing what he can because he cares about Toru and all the other characters.
Yes. And, like, the student council, while those characters might be obnoxious at first, they really help Yuki grow.
Yeah, and sometimes you need obnoxious characters to help you grow. You need someone to, like, bust down the doors in your life with a giant chair.
Yep. Exactly. Whether or not that's, literally or figuratively is the question.
I forget, I was at work this week, I think it was, I just made a comment saying, like, well, you could just, like, lock down the door with a chair, and people look at me strange, like, yeah, you don't get that.
See, oh man, Kyo's angry face right there.
Yes. And it also shows, like, how much he's been driven by hate, in a way that hate has, like, pushed him forward, is giving him, like, something to be better than, but it's also holding him back.
Yeah. And he has to move past his hate.
Exactly.
And, like, Yuki, I think Yuki understands that he doesn't hate Kyo. He's just extremely jealous of Kyo.
Yeah.
Which borderlines with hate sometimes.
And I think he he can acknowledge that as a flaw within himself.
I would say that Yuki's hate for Kyo is purely um, because he's not grateful for the things he has.
Yeah.
Like hating someone because they have it better and then they complain about it all the time.
Mhm.
Like that's sometimes can be obnoxious.
Oh,
And
I was gonna say
that
now we have the precious scene, leaning on Toru here.
oh man, no, right. It's just so perfect. But like Kyo's hate for Yuki also comes from a place of jealousy, but it's also mainly to do with like he blames the rat for him not being able to be involved with the Soma family as much as everyone else is.
Yeah, and just like wasn't there also a thing where like Kyo's mom was saying he wished he had the rat instead of the cat?
Yeah, so he also has that baggage.
Right.
And like he's got a lot of mixed feelings with his mom too because of that. So like the hate that Kyo has for Yuki is going to be very hard for him to get through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
but it's like something he has to do though.
yeah, like he's going to have to do it to grow as a character. But I believe that he'll be able to
He
eventually.
also has Toru to help him along with it too.
Yeah, and Toru, she doesn't have an ounce of hate in her,
Exactly.
like at all.
Even like after all these things have happened to her, and like it's just so amazing seeing her try to be the evil stepsister here.
Yes, and like she's too pure for this world. And like that's why sometimes people who are too pure for this world need someone who's a little bit of an asshole like Hio,
Yeah.
where he treats everyone else like I don't really trust you, nor do I really like you, but you, I like
Yeah.
you, that one person.
I'm gonna protect you no matter what. And when it's
It's like the Slytherin Hufflepuff relationship. Like,
exactly.
mm-hmm.
It's
So,
also how like Green made a comment a few episodes ago. She doesn't want someone like Toru to be hurt.
yeah.
So like
I mean, you can't. It's just like squishing a flower. Like, why would you do that?
exactly.
Yeah, you just can't. It's not good.
Mm-hmm.
So, I love that Yuki opened up to his new friend.
Yeah, and I think that's the
Like,
first time he's opened up with anyone at all like this.
he did say that, and that is big steps. When you're actually able to start talking about it, that is a huge first step that I think a lot of people don't appreciate. I think Hio's hatred at first got him past his childhood, including yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
So like his hatred did help him, but at the same time it's like a crutch. It got him
yeah,
over it when he couldn't get by otherwise, but it's also holding him back.
yeah. And so like now he needs to start to let go of that anger
Yeah. Well,
and grow. But you Yuki actually starting to like talk about it is like a huge first step. Like, okay, for instance, not that I've gone to AA meetings, but you know, in the first step of like the recovery process is always saying like, "Hi, I'm so and so, and I'm an alcoholic."
yeah, it's like admitting
Like,
you have a problem.
yes, admitting you have a problem is the first thing. And so like Kyo being like, "Hey, yeah, maybe my childhood was crap."
Yeah.
It's like the first step of being like, "Okay, yeah, all right." It's like the road to acceptance,
Yeah, it's
you
like
know?
start off saying I have a problem, but I don't like this problem, so I'm going to take the next step to get over it.
Yeah, and him just like cuz it's hard to say things too cuz like I'm sure Yuki feels a lot of shame for
Yeah.
like going through that, and especially like, you know, I think it's especially like whenever like boys or men are put through those types of situations because like toxic masculinity and all that stuff.
Hmm.
But I think it's especially shameful like for guys when they go through it because, society tells you you're supposed to be this big, strong, whatever.
Like if
And
you
so like whenever you go through that, like it's extra hurting,
yeah, it's like if you
you know?
admit you can't handle it yourself, it's like, well, you're a failure then.
Right. So like and that's why there's such a big problem with like toxic masculinity. But like whenever you go through traumatic things, like you kind of have like a sense of like shame about it. Even if there was no way you could have done like Yuki was trapped in that situation.
Yeah.
There was no getting out of that. Like he did the best he could when he could. And like the best like for what they tell you to do to get past, your CPTSD is to like literally either be the adult for that child and like what would you do in that situation, or like accepting that none of that was your fault and that, moving past like that. So it's like either parenting yourself at that age or just moving on, So
Yeah.
yeah, there's so many different ways to get past it, but like him just talking about it at first, like that is such a growth.
Yeah,
Like,
and it is great to just see that too.
hmm
And seeing him.
and he starts to cry too. Like that's, I mean, and I love how his friend reacts to it and trying to cheer him up because like, what what else do you try to do whenever someone does that? You try to cheer them up,
Yeah, it's like, how
you
do you
know.
handle someone who's being like that? It's like,
hmm
and I think it shows like the strength of Kaku's character, like how he's able to draw that out of people.
hmm Yep, because like that, he's like an instant serotonin, and like he was able to do that and get Yuki from like crying to just playing soccer.
Exactly, or to
you know,
throwing soccer balls at each other.
yeah. So like it was really really important for Yuki to get to that point and like not cry about it, or cry about it,
Yeah,
even like crying about it, talking about it, like those are steps.
yeah, and then
So
the steps of like accepting it, moving on from there.
hmm
And I did like how we had like that sort of serious like wrap up from the previous episode, but then we got a lot more
hmm
lighter moments, like with Ayami showing up, taking people's measurements,
yes.
just being Ayami in general.
Yes, and oh my gosh, mine. I love her. She's just so precious.
Yes, and like how she wants to like have everyone try on clothes.
Yep, she's just such a cutie.
Yeah, and it's like how absurd Ayami's lines are, saying like, get lined up before me, it wants to reveal everything to me."
Yep, and like, God, I love him. He's just, he's everything.
Yeah,
And like, Yuki and his relationship, I love that. Like I love that Yuki called him.
yeah. And I like how Yuki like doesn't know quite how to deal with Ayami, but at the same time he like respects him.
Yeah, because he loves like how he was able to get out of that.
Yeah.
Like, and that's. I think he has a lot of respect for his brother,
Uh huh.
and I think he does, in some sense, want to be more outgoing and more friendly and stuff like that, like his brother
Right.
is.
It's like
I mean,
Ayami and Kaku are like that same type of character.
like you can kind of see even in their stances alone,
Uh huh.
like Ayumi has no self confidence issues.
Exactly. He does what he wants. He
Zero.
doesn't care what people think.
Yep, and kind of everyone needs to be a little bit like like him too, you know, like. I just love it. Oh, honey. Him saying honey to me, I was just like, oh,
Oh yes.
say it again.
Like,
But that's
I
just
think
me
at the end
because
of
I'm a
this,
sip.
when I was watching season 1, I did like a video at the end of the season saying like, here's what you can learn from all these characters. Like, be like this character and everything. Like, be like IMA too, and like they'll like show something that's like, okay, maybe not quite like that.
Yeah, like just like a tone down. Like, if Army's like wine, maybe like be like a beer.
Exactly.
I don't know. So, but he's too perfect too. And like, I love, I love the scene though with Machi telling Yuki that he's not a prince. Like,
Oh yeah,
what are your
that.
thoughts on that? I'm curious.
I thought it was very interesting how like she is not blinded by Yuki's princeliness like so many of the other girls in the school are. And I
hmm
think that also means they can have a much more authentic connection.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I love this picture of Ayami. That's if it's on
Yes.
Twitch quite yet.
He's so precious. Like, nothing stands between our love. Like,
Uh-huh.
he does these moments just like he does with Shigeru, and you can kind of see the pain look in Yuki's
It's like
face.
Yuki's like,
God, why?
why did I call you here?
Yeah, like this was a mistake. But like, I think Ayame's like, I think he's doing this because his only brotherly love that he has is Shigeru, and this is what
Oh,
they
yeah.
did. This is what they did.
This is how they show their brother.
So-
And then Yuki responds with, "You'll get arrested for that."
Yep. I love it so much. It's too good. Too pure for this world.
Well, it's like Yuki's the Hattori of their relationship, like the straight man among all the craziness.
Oh, definitely. Like, I love Hattori too. But anyway, side note. All the men in the Soma family, they're all amazing.
All the females too, like
Yeah, they're all
yeah,
good.
Kisa's amazing, Kagura's amazing, Rin's amazing. Females of the Zodiac.
They're
Anyway,
all
they're all great.
amazing.
Yes.
But yeah, at that moment with Kyo and Toru, when he injured his hand and she's like, "Whoa, you're injured," and he realizes that she's worried, that she cares about him.
Yes. And
It's so
I
beautiful.
also love how they decide like the cast they have doesn't fit the script, so it's like, okay, we're going to rewrite the script then. I'm really curious what they're going to do there. And I think there's also a lot of symbolism in that too. It's like you have a script for your life, but like things aren't lining up, or like you're not the right person for it. So like, okay, change the script.
Yes. Oh my god, I love that.
Yeah.
Greg, that's so smart.
That's
That's a big brain.
I have like 2 smart ideas a week.
Well, put that down as one of them.
Yeah, I think I've done them both in this podcast, so yeah, I'm gonna meet you all next week.
Oh my gosh. But I love it. I think it's so. I can't wait to see the play episode. I've kind of at least 5 times Yuki is surprised by Machi's reactions. Oh wait, to the start of season. But sorry, I read that wrong.
Okay, yeah, it's like Yuki is always thrown off by how Machi reacts. I think that is just great too. Like how Machi is not just someone who can be affected.
I think he's perplexed by her.
Yeah.
At this point, like he doesn't really understand her, but he's curious about her.
Right.
Like that's the vibe I get from Yuki at this stage. It's like curiosity, but like he doesn't want to be rude about it.
Yeah, it's like, wait, why are you
like I want to know, but I want you to tell me about it. But I'm gonna look at you till hopefully you tell me.
It's like yeah, but it's definitely interesting. And I'm still not a huge fan of Machi, but it's like she's interesting. But I think as we like explore her character more, she will become a character I like a lot. Kind of like how Rain was at the start of the season. This season, I was like, well, interesting, but I don't know if I like her. And then we got more of it. I was like, yep, I'm on Team Rin now.
Oh yeah, Rin. I love Rin. Honestly, like I would ship Rin and Toru more than I ship. But that's just me.
I feel like that's a very popular ship as well.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get over Rin and Haru. I've seen some really funny Fruits Basket TikToks.
Oh dear.
And like, yeah, and oh my god.
You shared some of them with me, I think.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna send you more now.
Okay, great.
Even unleash the Kraken. So.
Or you just like post them in your serve and you tag me.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'll do that.
Alright, that works.
But it's just such a, I don't know, such a fun thing. So, I love all the TikToks. Like, there's one girl in particular who's obsessed with Kyo.
Oh,
and it
nice.
cracks me up. Yes. But no, that little moment that we got, that little, so cute. That moment of Kyo and Toru at the end, like. Him realizing, yeah, she really does care about me.
And I really want, like, I'm really curious how this season is going to wrap up too, because you have like 3 more episodes.
Yep.
So I think it'll be really interesting too, like if they ended it with the festival and play, just I feel like that's where the season is going.
I'm curious as to where they're going to end it. I have a couple of theories. Because it's not, and this is uncharted territory for how they're going to end it the season.
Yeah.
Now, I know what happens in the end, but where they're going to get there and where they're going to cut it off,
yeah,
I'm curious because there's a couple things coming up, and some things I want them to end on just to see, and that would be just like a great cliffhanger, but I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, and I think you've told me like they have shifted some events around chronologically, so maybe they'll do.
They have.
So they probably are keeping that in mind as something they can do. So
yeah, that's it. I'm curious as to how this is going to end. I hope I will be pleasantly surprised. Because like they changed the ending of the season 1. Oh my gosh, my dog wants my food. The ending of season 1 slightly too. So like,
yeah,
I'm curious as to what they're gonna do. So
yeah, it'll be interesting to see for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it, and hopefully, I guess next time that we y'all are here will be the end of season 2.
Yeah, because it sounds like in 3 more episodes we'll be doing like 2 or so. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
And we'll also see if we can get Jared to be part of it as well, because I'm really curious what he thinks of after he's caught up on it.
Yes, Toru's already acting like a girlfriend, 100%. She's already. I wish Toru was my girlfriend.
Me too. I think
Jared, Toru, move in.
Yeah, it's like you want Toru to be your mom, your girlfriend, your best friend, and you also want to be Toru.
Yep, I want everything. Everything Toru. Toru everything.
Yes.
Toru 2020.
Tell Jared to do a Toru cosplay.
Oh my god, I'm gonna totally make him do that. I'm gonna wait till he lives here so that, like, he's already trapped.
Yeah.
Be like, so now that you're here, please put on this wig and this outfit.
And the school uniform.
Yeah, sorry, but this is now your new home outfit. I hope you like it. He's gonna watch this and he's gonna be like, what?
Or he'll be like, all right, I'm doing it.
Yeah, I would definitely want to see it. Listen, I've seen some guys cosplay Miku recently, and listen,
yeah, I have a friend of mine
who pulled it off.
I have a friend of mine who did that. And it was a really good cosplay. I was impressed.
Yeah, like, listen, like, he could totally do it. Be my Toru.
Yes, Fruits Basket is great, and so is Toru.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna cosplay Kyo for me one day. I've already asked him.
Nice. I still, when we go back to like doing normal stuff and going to anime conventions, it'd be great if we could like do a big group of Fruits Basket cosplay.
Yes. Oh my god, I call Toru.
I think you've already called that.
I call Toru. Toru or Arisa. One of those.
Oh,
two.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or just like I would honestly be the Toru's mom.
I could see that one be good. Okay, and I'll just bring an air purifier and put Momiji's face on it.
Momiji, you have to be Momiji at this point.
I don't know if I could pull off a Momiji. I feel like I'd be better as like a Shigure or a Hattori. Yeah,
I was gonna say actually Hattori would be like, Hattori, or like honestly you could probably pull off Haru.
Yeah, Haru.
I feel like you could. Definitely.
I don't know, personality wise I feel like I'm kind of Shigure because I like messing with people. Especially like
also you'd get to wear a robe the entire time, and I mean
if I'm gonna do an anime convention, it's probably gonna be like the middle of summer in Texas. I don't want to wear a ton of clothes.
True, but at least if you wore a robe, like it could be breezy.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
I've already decided I'm doing Toru next year.
Okay.
Toru's on my list, Chi from Chobits, and then I'm thinking about doing Sakura because I've got pink hair from Naruto.
Oh, nice.
So
yeah, because you do have pink hair, so that would work.
Yep, and like I do like Sakura from the early show, but the more I watch, the more I don't.
Yeah, I like her as like I wish they gave her more times to shine because she is a good character, or at least could be good if given the chance to be.
Yeah, it's just some of the things that she does in the Shippuden is just like cringe.
Like give her a great moment. It's like they give her great moments, and there is it needs to be focused on Naruto and Sasuke. Can put Sakura back in the background.
Yep. Oh my god, my dog just jumped in my lap. What are you doing? Oh my gosh. But yeah, I really love how this is going. I really can't wait to see the end of the season. Although waiting for the next season is going to be brutal. Yeah. I really think that they're going to finish it though. Like I think we're going to get our season 3 and they're going to be done with it, and I'm going to cry, ugly cry.
Yes, we'll definitely be doing more videos on season 3 and maybe other random shows we think would be fun to talk about. Oh
yeah, definitely. I'm going to watch ReZero for you.
Yeah, I'm very curious what you're going to think about that.
You have to watch Future Diaries for me then.
Okay.
That's the deal.
Maybe I'll do that after I watch... Railgun, that's what I'm watching now. Resurgent Scientific Railgun. Cool. Almost caught up with that.
Bet, because you got to watch Future Diaries. I'm about to do some emotes for Lucy for him.
Oh, nice.
Like, yes, he requested it, and I'm like... Gasa Yuno is one of my favorite characters. Of course, I'll do it. So, yep. But yeah, this is fun. I love doing. Oh yeah, then Fruits Basket Another. Yeah, yep.
Oh, okay.
So Fruits Basket Another is the manga that came after the original.
Okay, yeah, I've heard about that, but like very little about. Like I know it exists, so I'm not really much.
It's like the next Zodiac like rebirth.
Okay.
But I'm not. I tried to get into it, but honestly, Toru.
Yeah, it's like I feel like Fruits Basket needs Toru to work, or at least needs Toru to set everything up to work.
Yep.
But yeah,
Yep.
maybe I'll read it because I do like Fruits Basket so much. I'm not really into manga
Yes.
that much, but
You got to read Mars still too.
yeah, you keep telling me to do that one.
Yeah. Self plug. Well, not even self plug. Plug for Mars. Everyone should go. If you like Fruits Basket, you should read Mars, the manga. It is free on Amazon. So.
All right, I might get to that before too long. Again,
Because it's amazing.
too many things I want to watch and need to watch, and people tell me.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Uh-huh.
So much. So much. But yeah, that's all I have to say about these episodes.
Okay, well, thank you for joining me. Thank you to Abe20 for talking to us in chat. It's always good to be able to talk with other people about this. And yeah,
Yes.
we'll be back with more Fruits Basket in a couple weeks. Or subscribe, follow, whoever you are for that. Go check out Katie. Yep. She does streams of art and cooking, video games, other ideas she comes up with.
Yeah, literally, whatever. I'll stream whatever. Within reason.
Yes. It all fits within the Twitch TOS.
Yeah.
Plus, her dog is adorable, so follow her for that.
Facts. And I have a Toru body pillow, so...
even more reason to check it out.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, Greg.
Yes, this is always fun.